Misses the first. Second opportunity. Drops through. Substitution in for the Vikings. Elsie Hebring checks in. Sophomore out of Austin, Minnesota. And she almost gets a steal in the backcourt. Tigers bring it up with Reiner. Down low, Sprackle, yes. Four-point lead for the Tigers. Coming up on 3 minutes left to play. Oh, a travel, jumping, and not getting rid of the basketball was Katie Johnson. Vikings make a change as Anderson will head to the bench. Checking in will be Meredith Dumas. Tigers attacking, and drawing the foul is Reiner. They will ring that foul. Meredith Dumas, that will be her first. Maddie Reiner out of Tripp Delmont High School in Tripp, South Dakota. First of 2 free throws, too strong. In her senior season, standing 5'10". Second one is in. Five-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan. Tigers with an 8-6 advantage here in the second quarter as a 3 on the way. This one swished right through for the Vikings. A great connection for Diemert. Been the catalyst on offense so far for Valley City State. She has 8. Hansen hands it off. Trying to drive was Reiner, and a whistle and another foul. Will be 2 free throws in the bonus. Stepping up will be Maddie Reiner. Hansen checks out. So the Tigers make a substitution. The first of 2 drops in. Estes is the one that checked in for Dakota Wesleyan. Second one also goes. 28-24. Another substitution for the Vikings. So returning to the floor will be Torres. Diemert sends it off right. Bounce pass down low. Nice post move, but unable to hit was Dumas. Getting it back for the Vikings. They swing it around. Here's a 3 that's off the mark. Johnson didn't hit that one. She's hit a couple of them in the game. Saved again by Diemert. 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with. It's now Torres. Looks to attack. Lost the dribble. Back out. Johnson will take it. Johnson feeds it in, and going up for the nice, easy layup. And the 2 was Torres. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Driving, Reiner. Trying to lay it up nicely, but kind of got knocked out of her hands. Torres on the move, looking to tie or take the lead for the Vikings. Diemert is fouled. Foul coming in on Allie Critchley. Or, excuse me, check that, Rin Ostis. Deemer to the line, 8 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. More changes being made. This will be Dieterle to check back in for the Vikings. First one for Deemer, too strong. One more. This one goes. Deemer will head to the bench. She's replaced by Hebrink. Deficit cut down to 1. Tigers looking to extend the advantage on the possession with 1 minute remaining in the first half. Estes gives it inside. Sprackle. Tough shot over the top of the defender in Dieterle, and Sprackle knocks it through. Three-point advantage for the Tigers, 33 seconds before the half. Bounce pass in. Johnson looking back out. It's stolen away. Estes will bring it up. 20 seconds. Plenty of time to work with. Slowing the pace will be Enan. Enan off left. Ostis back to the high top. Estes thought about it. Now she takes the three. It's short. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Down to 2, down to 1. No shot attempted. Brings us to halftime here at Heritage Court in the Sanford Pentagon. It is the Tigers 30, the Vikings 27. Get you the first half stats in just a moment. We'll step aside for a quick break on the Sanford Pentagon Sports Portal.
Early breast cancer detection. It's about more than your health. It's about your loved ones, your future, you. At the Edith Sanford Breast Center, we protect your breast health as a team. Our genetic specialists, breast radiologists, and researchers partner together with you, discovering your risks and using the latest imaging technology to personalize your screening and empower you in your prevention. Cancer screening at the Edith Sanford Breast Center. Health lives here.
Are you ready to take
Welcome back
your
here
event to the
inside
next
the
level?
Sanford Pentagon.
Great Shots is your
Halftime, as it is
golf
Dakota Wesleyan
entertainment
with a 30-27 lead over Valley City State. I'm Jerry Pileshi. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. We do appreciate it. Dakota Wesleyan, 39% from the field compared to 42% for Valley City State. From three-point land, 22% for Dakota Wesleyan compared to 30% for the Vikings. If you're looking for the difference on the scoreboard, really, it's just been a matter of Dakota Wesleyan kind of taking control in the midway point of the second quarter. Valley City State, however, outscoring Dakota Wesleyan 14-10. They came out strong late. Tigers had a 20-13 advantage after the first. The time with the lead, 15 minutes total through that first half of play, was led by Dakota Wesleyan. Only a minute 7 led by Valley City State, and the Vikings have out-rebounded the Tigers by 17-16. Let's take a look at the individual leaders here in today's game. Ashlyn Diemert for Valley City State with 9 total points. She has the game high as it stands right now. Rain Oslis for Dakota Wesleyan with 7. Isabel Eden with 6. Reiner and Sprackle both with 6 as well for the Tigers. Katie Johnson, 2 3-pointers in the first half for Valley City State. And Adriana Torres with 4. Meredith Dumas with 2 total points. Leading the way with rebounds, Torres with 7 for the Vikings. Then 2 apiece for Critchley, Dumas, and Dieterle. For Dakota Wesleyan, it's Jada Campbell with 5. And then 2 on the board for Enan, Hansen, and Sprackle. Leader in assists, Maddie Reiner for the Tigers with 3, 2 for Willamie and for the Vikings. Some of the other stats to kind of bring this game the way it is. You were looking for kind of the big difference on the scoreboard as to where the 3-point lead comes from. The turnovers being a big difference as well. 10 turnovers in the first half for the Vikings compared to 7 for the Tigers. Largest lead in the game, 8 points. That was by Dakota Wesleyan. Largest lead of the game for the Vikings, 2 points. And the last time in which the Vikings had the lead, the score was 9-8. It has been all Dakota Wesleyan in control since that time. Your halftime score, it is Dakota Wesleyan 30, Valley City State 27. As a reminder, coming up after this, we'll have the men's game for you, and that will begin at approximately 8:15. Coming up tomorrow, second day of the NAIA Classic here at the Pentagon. It begins at noon. Mount Marty will take on Valley City State women. 2 o'clock will be the men, and then Dakota Wesleyan will take on Presentation, the women at 4, the men at 6. I also want to let you know, of the upcoming events here at the Sanford Pentagon. On November 10th, the Sioux Falls Skyforce will have their home opener to take on Fort Wayne and the Mad Ants. That is a 7:30 start on Thursday night. On November 15th, South Dakota State will take on St. Bonaventure men's basketball, 7 o'clock start. And on November 22nd, it will be Augustana and Wayne State doubleheader, the NSIC Conference opener here at the Sanford Pentagon for Augustana. On December 2nd, Gonzaga will take on Baylor. Battle between number 2 and number 5. 7 o'clock start time. Tickets for that event are sold out. And on December 15th, SDSU will take on South Carolina women's basketball, 6 o'clock here inside the Pentagon. More information, SanfordSports.com and at Ticketmaster.com to purchase your tickets today. 30-27, your halftime score. Tigers on top of the Vikings, 9 minutes away from the start of the second half. We'll step aside. We'll return for the start of the second half here on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. Just moments away from starting the third quarter here at the Sanford Pentagon. Dakota Wesleyan with the advantage over Valley City State 30-27. I'm Jerry Paleschi. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. You'll find more events online with the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal all season long. It's the 18th meeting between these two schools. Dakota Wesleyan leads the series 12-5, and they've won the last 8 meetings between the two. They were led in that first half for Dakota Wesleyan with Ren Ostis 7 total points. Ashley Diemert with 9 for the Vikings. Last year, when they met here at the Sanford Pentagon, almost a year ago to the day, it was a 67-51 victory for Dakota Wesleyan. Tigers held a 7-point lead after the first. It was cut down to 3 after the second, 14-10 Valley City State taking the second quarter. 27 points on the board for the Vikings. And what has been on 42% shooting, the 30 points on the board for Dakota Wesleyan coming in at 39%. Again, we thank you for joining us here as Dakota Wesleyan will start the second half with the ball, and getting blocked away right away was Ostis. Tigers will hold on to it with 21 on the shot clock. It'll be Ostis, Edelman, Enan, Reiner, and Campbell. 5 on the floor for Dakota Wesleyan. It'll be Roberts, Critchley, Diemert, Dumas, and Torres for Valley City State. And a turnover for the Tigers. Largest lead of the game, 8 points. That was for Dakota Wesleyan. Valley City State held the lead for about a minute. Edelman off a screen from Campbell, draws the double team, gets rid of it. Here's Reiner, feeds it inside Campbell, turnaround shot short, gets it right back off the window and in. Lead to 5 for the Tigers. Basketball poked away, and a scramble for touching it out of bounds was the Tigers, and a good hustle from Morgan Edelman. Torres around the perimeter, finds Roberts. She's going to drive, attack, floats it, and hits it. Ostis inside, Campbell trying to kiss it off the glass, and she does. Roberts off the pass from Torres. Left-handed dribble, work the far side of the floor. Overhead pass, and now a deep shot. That goes scurrying across the rim on the attempted shot from Critchley. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Left open, Reiner for 3. No. Off the back of the rim, fight for the basketball is secured by Torres. She'll hand it over, Critchley. The bounce pass to Roberts. She's going to attempt a 3, and it's off the back of the iron. Campbell with the rebound. Almost had it knocked out of her hands, but she's able to get rid of it. Being trailed down the floor is Ostis. Stops Campbell, sends it off right. It's Enan. Gets the screen from Reiner. As Enan will find Campbell. Tigers working it around with 10 on the shot clock. Reiner, same spot, will take the 3, this one off right. And a loose ball foul. They'll call it on Critchley, and that will be her first personal foul. Lineup change for Valley City State. They exchanged 3. Or excuse me, they exchanged 4. Tigers off the inbound. Turn around. Trying to just nicely place it up there was Campbell. Anna Campbell misses her attempt. Johnson sends it over. Left side trying to attack. This Torres trying to find Johnson again. They give it right back to Torres, and a timeout being granted by Valley City State. Negan, Willamy, Torres, Dieterle, and Johnson. The 5 now on the floor for the Vikings after the 4 substitutions came out onto the court. Torres was the only one that stayed. As a team, Vikings, 11 of 28 from the field. That's good for 39%. That's comparative to Dakota Wesleyan, who has the lead 34-29, but only shooting 36% from the field. Torres will inbound. Fires in the pass to Willamy. Between the circles, coming towards the near side, had it stripped out of her hands. It's down on the ground, and the Tigers come up with it. Aspen Hansen suddenly came up with the steal. Bringing it forward to Zenon. Sprackle inside the lane and almost gets it to go with a foul. Foul will be charged on Torres. That will be her first. Sprackle to the free throw line. Hits the first. For the sophomore forward, the second one also goes straight through. 36-29. Attacking. Reverse layup is blocked away. Hansen with a block. Willamy thought she had the space and the opportunity. Tigers on the move. They give it inside. Reiner. Pump fakes, dribbles. Went to attack. It's over the rim. And the ball trickles out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. Dakota Wesleyan will make a change as Ostis returns. Shea replaces Zenon. Late substitution coming in as well as Campbell returns. And heading to the bench is Reiner. $15-footer on the jumper, swished on in for Dieterle. Campbell inside the lane, turnaround, off the window and in. Tough shot, 2 hands in her face. And Jada Campbell knocks it through. Tigers lead is 7. Torres looking inside. They get it there. Negan gives it back to Torres. Her jumper from inside the key, not there. Up ahead, Sprackle trying to fling the basketball back and saving it from going out of bounds, except for it's straight into the hands of Willamy. Coast to coast for Willamy. Missed the shot. She's going to get it back. Chest pass over left side. 3 on the way. Yes. Torres knocks it from downtown. Cuts the deficit down to 4, 38-34. Sprackle trips. Foul. Oh, ring the foul in on Dieterle. That is 3 on her. Substitutions for the Vikings is Torres along with Willamy. And Negan will sit down. Critchley back out onto the floor. The first free throw for Sprackle is in. Sprackle dances out. Katie Johnson back into the game for the Vikings. 39-34 Tigers. Needing to get rid of the basketball. Critchley finally does so. Storming the end line and trying to get the kick out pass. Knocked out of bounds. Half the players don't even know this yet. A free seam and a free two for Ostis. 9 in the game for Ren Ostis. Cross court. Deemer from downtown. Front iron. Offensive rebound. The board secured by Dieterle, and now the Vikings on the move. Just under 3 minutes left to go, third quarter. Dieterle thought she had it. Now a foul. Whistled underneath. Dumas will pick up the foul as checking back in will be Haley Roberts. Enan controlling. Finds Hansen. Back to Enan on the near wing. Sprackle looking inside. They didn't have it. Box out rebound for Enan, but she's trapped in the backcourt. Lost the ball and a huge collision by the Vikings. Into each other. And Deemert is heading straight to the locker room. I'm going to take Critchley out as well just to double check on her. Couple of changes being made on the other side as Ren Ostis checks in. Enan will head to the bench. Be Torres and Roberts. Roberts from downtown, way too strong. Offensive rebound for Torres. The putback is off the back of the rim. Hansen with the rebound. Tigers lob it ahead. Reiner. Short, off the front of the rim. Roberts gets over to it. 45-34, minute 18 remaining third quarter. Roberts almost blocked. Foul is called instead on Ostis. Dakota Wesleyan fans here at the Pentagon wanted a block. So it will be Haley Roberts to the free throw line. First of two is in. Deemer just came out of the locker room, sprinted towards the bench. She looks like she'll be okay. Second one also in. Just under a minute left in the third quarter. Sprackle. Inside the lane, stops, needs to get rid of it. Nice cut. Pass was almost there for Hansen. Hansen's first attempt, no. Second attempt, draws the foul. Be the Del Rapids native and Aspen Hansen to the free throw line. 1 of 2 for the line, stepping up to this one, hits the first of 2. Four rebounds in the game and an assist. For Hansen, she knocks down both. It's 47-36. 5 points for Hansen. Driving underneath the basket. Reverse layup opportunity for Roberts is off left. Another tangle up for the foul. Down on the ground was Negan. And it appears that's who they will call it on. They'll take the long jog over to the opposite end of the floor. And stepping up to the free throw line will be Edelman. First attempt from the free throw line here this season. First one through. Second one also in. 13-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan. They've outscored Valley City State 19-9 here in the third. Shot clock is off, just 22 seconds remaining in the quarter, and a travel. One extra step and shift for Torres, turns the basketball over. Vanessa Johnson, the head coach of Valley City State, not being shy about making some changes. This is kind of a homecoming for her. She's a native of Hartford, South Dakota. She was an assistant coach with Minnesota State Moorhead for a few seasons. She played college basketball for 4 years, 2 at South Dakota State, 2 at the University of Sioux Falls. So no stranger to the Sioux Falls area for Vanessa Johnson. Free throw line. Edelman again, and this one goes on the first. .5 lead. Hansen checks in. Edelman will head to the bench for Dakota Wesleyan. 10 seconds left in the third. Down to 5, down to 4. As the jump shot from Spocker not there, the horn will sound, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. 15-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan, 51-36. Fourth quarter on the way next on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. .9 advantage for Dakota Wesleyan in the third quarter. Taking a 15-point lead, the largest lead of the game as it stands right now for the Tigers, 51-36. 10 minutes left to play. I'm Jerry Paleshi. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. Will be the Vikings with the basketball. Critchley to set up the offense. Roberts, they feed inside. Torres shakes off a defender and gets 2. Tigers will race the floor with Edelman. They give it off on the right side. Inside pass to to Campbell, Too strong on her first and second attempt. Here's a drive and a foul. Free throws coming for Ashlyn Diemert. Diemert with 9 total points in this game prior to these free throws as the first one goes through, so 10 points. The first player for the Vikings in double figures this evening. Second one, also through. 11-point lead for the Tigers. Nice dribble, getting the separation across the mid-stripe line for Edelman. Hands it over left for Enan. Pass intended for Campbell inside is stolen away, and then a foul for Campbell. That's her third. Torres spots the jumper, rolls off. Campbell with the rebound for the Tigers. Overhead pass, Edelman looking inside. Sev will just take the screen from Campbell. Double team coming, and they will whistle a foul. I believe Dumas will be the one that's charged on the foul that time around. That's 2 on her. Edelman. And nicely pass the ball to the left side by getting tied up with Diemert. That time around was Enan. I say last touch by Enan. Substitution in as the Tigers will bring in Aspen Hansen. Diemert to Torres, bounce pass in, and having the basketball stripped away was Dumas. Slashing the floor goes Ostis, gives it off right with Reiner to Hansen. High top with Enan near side. Tigers using some clock. Giving it off right, but it's stolen away. Deemer with the steal, stops, and too strong on the opportunity, but the pickup is there. Torres puts it back in. Deficit is cut down to 9. Vikings getting aggressive on defense. Roberts, reach in foul, that's her 4th. Vikings exchange 3 with Johnson, Willemy, and then on the inside, checking in will be Johnson. Dakota Wesleyan will make a couple of changes. Timeout called on the floor. 35% shooting tonight for the Tigers, 33% for the Vikings. 3-point shots, not necessarily there. 6 total combined, 4-2 the split. Vikings with the advantage. Still to come tonight, the men will take the floor. Approximate start time will be roughly about 8:15. Valley City State taking on Dakota Wesleyan. Full slate again tomorrow, starting at noon. Games at 12, 2, 4, and 6 will be Mount Marty and Valley City State, The women and men doubleheader, 12 and 2. And then Dakota Wesleyan presentation, women and men doubleheader 4 and 6. Seven minutes to play. Here's a three off the front of the rim on the shot from Johnson. The putback is there. Deemer with the basket, 13 total for her. Sprackle back to the basket. Attacks and kisses it off the window. Attempted pass to the near side, head out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. Tie up for the ball, and they will grant the timeout to Dakota Wesleyan. Full timeout on the floor. 53-44 the score with the Tigers on top. If you're just joining us here tonight on the streaming portal, earlier today was Mount Marty with the women and men's doubleheader victory over Presentation. Mount Marty, the women, 67-45 on the victory, and the men 90-76. The inbound in for Enan. Ossis will take it on the far wing. Feeds it inside Enan, trying to drive towards the basket. Another whistle and another foul. We'll call it on Johnson. That's her first. Sprackle going right back to it in the paint. Too hard off the glass that time around, and last touch out of bounds by the Tigers. Substitution in for Dakota Wesleyan as Jada Campbell returns. Vikings need to find another run in them. Deemert lays it up, but a foul will put her to the line for 2 free throws. Vikings will bring in Elsie Hebrink. Deemer to the line. First of 2 in. Second one also goes through. Sprackle inside. This one goes. Nice pass on the run, but then unable to control the ball was Hebrink. Jump pass up ahead. They feed it inside, and getting the finish was Campbell. 11-point lead for the Tigers. Trying to come up with a steal on the near side was Enon. Spin move in and another reach-in foul. They will charge on Enon. That is her first personal foul. Sprackle will check out for the Tigers. Inbound for the Vikings finds Torres. Roberts will take it at the high top. Roberts down the right, blocks, offensive foul. And that will do it for Haley Roberts. She will foul out of the game. That's her fifth personal. It was a rough night for Haley Roberts, just 4 points, 1 rebound, fouling out in 11 minutes worth of play. Nice moves in the backcourt. Pushing the basketball ahead is Edelman. Zips it over on the pass. They had on the inside, they had for Dakota Wesleyan, on the interior, they had Reiner. They missed her. Here's a three. This one in. Connected on the three-point shot for Meredith Dumas. Cuts the deficit down to 8. Whistle blows in another foul. Foul will be charged on Dieterle. And it will be Jada Campbell stepping up to the free throw line, her first appearance at the line this season. First one through. Double-double night for Jada Campbell. That's now 11 points, 10 rebounds. Her 21st minute on the floor here tonight. She will head to the bench. Sprackle will check back in. Critchley hands it off with Johnson. Johnson had a couple of big three-pointers in the first half, has been quiet since off the bench. Driving, going all the way to the baseline, kicking it around. Here's Johnson for three. There it is. Cuts the deficit down to 7. And a timeout taken on the floor for Valley City State. Appreciate you sticking with me here tonight. I do apologize and will fully admit I'm not at 100% on my A game. A lot of it dealing with just this random cough that I've had for about 4 weeks. So I appreciate you sticking with me. My voice feels like it might be giving out. And I appreciate the guys from the Pentagon having me on board here today as well. My name is Jerry Palesci. Looking forward to bringing you more games here on the Sanford Pentagon Portal throughout the course of the season. As this game, Dakota Wesleyan has been right about that 8-point lead basically since the end of the first quarter. Kind of held on to that mark. Their largest lead here tonight has been 15 points. Score read 51-36 at that moment. Leading scorer is Lacey Sprackle with 15 points. Jada Campbell has 12. Rin Ostis with 9. They give it inside. And trying to attack and drawing contact in the foul is Reiner. Reiner, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Hits the first. Second one also through. Nine-point lead for the Tigers coming up on 3 minutes left to play. Johnson wants the screen, offensive foul. Dumas with the moving screen turns the basketball over. And she'll now head to the bench. Diemert back out onto the floor for the Vikings. Racing across the timeline is Edelman. And another foul. I believe this is going to be on Critchley. That would be her second personal. Be Edelman to the free throw line. First one's in. 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. All of her points have been from the line. Tried to stay perfect. Second one off the mark, but an offensive rebound pulled in. Reiner with the offensive board. Ostis will get rid of it. It'll be Enan with it on the far wing. Reiner wants Sprackle. They go inside. Sprackle. Shot clock down to 2. Floats it up. Short. Vikings on the move off the rebound. That was corralled by Dieterle. Diemert looking for the baseline pass. It's knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Tigers. Lob it in with Diemert. Trying to feed inside. I think the pass there was intended actually for Critchley, who was on the opposite block. Tigers come down with it nonetheless. Driving Reiner. Had it knocked out of her hands, out of bounds, last touch by the Tigers. Turnovers adding up for Valley City State. They have 19 total turnovers in this game compared to 13 for Dakota Wesleyan. Nice feed in for Johnson. However, she lost control of the ball. It's down on the ground, jump ball. And the possession arrow goes to Dakota Wesleyan with under 2 minutes to play. A 10-point lead for the Tigers. Johnson checks out. Checking in, Bielsi Hebrink. Dakota Wesleyan, as I mentioned before, this is their season opener. They'll play presentation coming up tomorrow, part of this NAIA Classic at the Pentagon. Then we'll go at Morningside on November 12th, at Jamestown on November 16th, and they will host the College of St. Mary on November 19th. So their first home date, not for a little bit yet. Sprackle. Hard drive towards the basket, off the mark. 90 seconds to play. 10-point lead. Here's a three. This one just over the mark for Diemert. Trapped in the backcourt, trying to spark their way through is Edelman, and they do. Another whistle, another foul. Dakota Wesleyan, after that home game on the 19th of November, they go at Mount Marty. And then they come back to Sioux Falls for a date with Augustana. The game schedule will be played right here at the Pentagon. That will round out their November schedule. More home games coming up in December, mostly in January. First free throw not there for Edelman. The second one goes. The other side for Valley City State. They'll play Mount Marty tomorrow, part of the Classic. They go at Bemidji State University on November 11th, turn around and go to at St. Cloud State on November 12th, and then they go to North Dakota State on the 14th. So this is a challenging schedule, to say the least, for Vanessa Johnson and Valley City State University. Once they get through that, with those 3 road trips to Bemidji State, St. Cloud State, and North Dakota State, they will then go and take on Dakota State University as part of the Dakota Clash Classic that takes place in Aberdeen. They will then finally have a home game after Thanksgiving on November 26th against Oak Hills Christian College and Trinity Bible College on the 26th and the 30th of the month. So a tough stretch coming for Valley City State, but they did pick up a win over the University of Minnesota Morris back on November 2nd, 61-58. It's always fun to see these schools challenge themselves on their schedules, and they get to conference play. A lot of the coaches, I'm sure Vanessa Johnson would be one of those that will look and say that, those games, no matter the direction that they go, it's a learning process and get some battle tested as we go under 1 minute remaining. Basket was needed by Valley City State on that possession. They come up empty, and now Dakota Wesleyan on the verge of victory. Nice feed in, and the 2 for the final touches for Edelman. 65-52. Torres lost control, kicks it back out, and Willamie travels. Shot clock will turn off. Dakota Wesleyan on the verge of moving to 1-0 on their season. And Valley City State will suffer their first loss of the year and move to 3-1. Tigers will clear the bench. Bring the second unit out. They will exchange. See inbound in the backcourt. Maya Wilson, a Roosevelt Rough Rider that went to Lincoln following a year at Roosevelt, if I remember correctly. Then went over to Lincoln for 3 years. Unless a Sioux Falls native on the floor, clock will roll down. And that will do it. Final score, it is Dakota Wesleyan with the victory, 65-52. Let's get you the final stats from the game this evening. As Dakota Wesleyan, their leading scorer will be Lacey Sprackle with 15 total, Jada Campbell with 12, and Rin Ostis will finish with 9. Ashley Diemert for the Vikings with 13 points. Adriana Torres with 11 and Katie Johnson with 11. Team leaders in rebounds. Jada Campbell double-double this evening with the 10 rebounds and the 12 points. Morgan Edelman with 7 total rebounds. Isabel Eden with 5. On the other side, Torres with 11, 4 apiece for Dumas, Dieterle, and the rest of the team. Ren Ostis had 5 assists this evening for the Tigers. A block on the board, 3 of them. Edelman, Enan, and Reiner for the Tigers. Diemert and Torres with a block as well for Valley City State. Your final score, it is Dakota Wesleyan with the victory, 65-52. Both teams in action here tomorrow at the Sanford Pentagon. As Valley City State, the women will play at noon against Mount Marty. And for Dakota Wesleyan, the women will play 4 o'clock against Presentation. We hope that you stick around for our final game this evening that will take place in about 20 minutes from now, as it is Dakota Wesleyan taking on Valley City State. We'll have the call for you here in about 19 minutes or so. We'll step aside. We'll let you enjoy the ambiance from the Sanford Pentagon and all that it has to offer on this wonderful night. College basketball season is finally here. We hope that you are enjoying it this evening here on the Sanford Pentagon Portal.
be someone who will never recognize themselves. I don't ever wanna be someone hollow from the inside out. This could be all we've been looking for. This can be all we've been waiting for. Another road myself, 'cause I know I was meant for something more. There's gotta be something here we're fighting for.
Welcome back inside the Sanford Pentagon, and tonight the NAIA Classic here on the Sanford Pentagon portal. I'm Jerry Paleshi as the 2-1 Valley City State Vikings get ready to take on the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Opening game of the season for the Tigers. Let's get you that starting lineup. First for the Vikings, they will go with Edmund Paul Oyette out of Mankato, Minnesota. Joining him will be Caden Rickard, Duth Gotch, Devontae Munson, and Joseph Owens. We'll tell you more about them as the game progresses. For Dakota Wesleyan tonight, it will be Colin Oppold, DeAndre Dennis. Joining them, Nick Whitler, Jacob Dobney, and Alan Kikwaki. Valley City wins the opening tip. They will take the basketball, and they're going to try to start things off very quick with Gotch trying to throw one down. It's off the mark, and it will be Dakota Wesleyan with control. Here's a three to get things going. This one swished on in. Right out of the gates for the Tigers. The three is up and through for Whitler. The Oneida, South Dakota Sully Buttes high school native with the three to get things going. Fourth game of the day here at the Pentagon is spinning inside is Owens for two. We're happy to have you a part. If you are just joining us as well, want to let you know that the stream in which you are watching the camera is advanced technology that they have here at the Sanford Pentagon. It helps us bring these events to you, as that is an automated camera. So it moves on its own. Everything is controlled on its own as a two put in off on the inside. Makes it 5-2 Dakota Wesleyan. And you can kind of see sometimes it might just have a little bit of a shift left, right. It is designed to follow the ball. As here's a spot-up jumper knocked down for Rickard. It's not perfect, but I would tell you, for the most part, it does a pretty good job. And I'll be here to kind of fill in the gaps for you. And we appreciate you checking in and tuning in to watch this here this evening. Kikwaki will hand it over. Whitler from the wing to the free throw line. Gives it off again with Kikwaki. Back out, another three. This one off the back of the rim for Whitler. Gotch with the rebound. Takes it himself, hands it off, gets it right back. 2 minutes gone, first half. 5-4 Tigers looking to drive. Owens blocked from behind by Oppold. Oppold, a senior out of Sioux Falls Christian. Last year was selected to the GPAC All-Conference list with first-team honors. A feed inside to Oppold. It's stolen away. Rickard, who is averaging 14 points a game through the first three, with the steal, but has it knocked out of his hands. Vikings have it. Three for Gotch is in and out. Rebound for Oppold. Lobs it up ahead. Tigers running the floor. They will do so with Dobney. Hands it over on the right side, and the layup connects for Dennis. DeAndre Dennis, a junior forward out of Charlotte, North Carolina. 3-point lead for the Tigers. Driving, Rickard puts it through. Fast start for these two teams. Valley City State, a high-scoring offense through their first three games. Defeated Northwestern College 91-83 as the finish there for Oppold. Lost to Dordt 105-87. Followed that up with a win over Minnesota Morris 70-64. Rickard, Gotch looking inside for Ovett. That's poked away. The attempt to feed the basketball in. It's stolen away for a moment. Tigers get it back. They'll drive with Oppold, looking for the pass inside for Dennis, but a whistle and a foul. They'll call it on Caden Rickard. It's his first foul. Rickard, a sophomore guard out of Fargo. Kikwaki over on the other side. Here's a three. This one just short. Off the hands of the attempt from Dobney. Deep shot, Rickard, no. Rebound pulled in by Kikwaki. Tigers with their head coach, Matt Wilbur, 10th season already. Doesn't seem like it's been that long for Wilbur over there, but I guess it has. Time goes quick, that's for sure. Layup opportunity, left off the side of the rim, but the tip back is there for Owens. And across the midcourt line. Doing so is Dobney. Get inside Oppold, back out. Spotting the three on its way, front rim for Dennis. Rebound from Owens. Vikings looking to take the lead, and they do with the floater that hits for Gotch. Almost losing control was Whitler. Here's a deep shot. The three hits. Jacob Dobney out of Vermilion High School in Vermilion, South Dakota. Puts the Tigers back up by 2. Rickard wanting to use the screen that was set by Gotch. Instead, he's called for the foul. Offensive foul on Gotch. And that will give the basketball to the Tigers. Callan Herman will check in. He's a sophomore guard. Also on the floor will be a Harrisburg native and Blaze Lubers. Lubers, a sophomore who stands 6'3". Had a great career with the Tigers. Has it down low. Kicks it back out. Trying to drive is Dobney. Back out again. It's a three ball on the way from Herman. Doesn't connect. Rebound from Rickard. Rickard wants to keep it himself all the way, coast to coast, left it short. Rebound from Lubers. They send it off to the near side of the floor. Sermon gives it right back. Shot clock winding down. It's at 7. And just flinging the basketball into the Viking bench. The errant pass was Dobney. Change being made for the Vikings as Duke Carey will check in, a junior guard out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Carey averaging 3 points a game. In the early season, he'll get the basketball from Gotch. Work it around is Carey. Back to the top of the key. Left side, Oyette. Off the front of the rim. Trying to fight for the rebound was Lyman inside. Whistle is called. Hunter Lyman trying to get that rebound. And it will stay with the Vikings. Whitler checks back in for Dakota Wesleyan. He replaces Jacob Dobney. The inbound goes to Oyette. Handoff with Carey. Here's a three for Gotch. Got it. 1 point lead for the Vikings, 13-12. And across the mid-stripe line is Whitler. Overhead pass, Oppold gives it right back. Whitler from downtown straight away is off left. The putback, however, connects for Dennis. A fun opening, almost 8 minutes in the books here in this first half. Nice feed inside and 2 for Hebrink. Oppold still in the backcourt. Finds Lubers, back to Oppold. They need to get it across the timeline. They finally do. Bounce pass over to Oppold. Nice move. The jumper just misses for Herman. But the putback again. Cleaning up is DeAndre Dennis, twice over. Give him 6 points in the game and 2 rebounds. Gotch, another downtown shot. Kisses the front of the iron. No good. Lyman, putback opportunity, dances off left. Second chance opportunity for Oyet. That is also off the mark. 3 chances for the Vikings. They come up short. .11 minutes left to go, first half. A very fast-paced first half. As driving off the steal, behind the back pass, looking for Gotch, stolen away. Whitler up ahead. Oppold, they swing it around. Lubers will have it on the left wing. Whitler off the near side finds Lubers. He's going to take the deep 3, and he hits. Here's a deep shot. This one answered right back. Duth Gotch, averaging 16 points a game, off to a nice start here for Valley City State. He has 8. Tigers lead is 1, looking to extend it here on a 3. Yes, they do with Herman. Gotch gives it off right side. Spin move inside the lane. Oyet tries to put it up. That falls off. Whitler, chest pass left side. Herman trying to find some separation, is fouled by Carey. Substitutions in for the Tigers. They will bring Kikwaki back in. Jacob Dobney will also re-enter the floor. And in the far corner, Oppold attacks inside the lane, tries to draw the contact with a foul, but gets it to roll in anyway. Carey, 16-footer, off left. Box out rebound, flying up was Dennis. He's fouled from behind. 4 ticks under 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. Substitution in as Joseph Owens will check back in for the Vikings. 6-point advantage for the Tigers. They feed inside, back out. Oppold, top of the key. A reset with Dobney. Shot clock rolling down towards 10. Kikwaki back out. Going to drive Whitler inside, out. 3 on the way. Yes! Knocked in by Dobney. And a timeout taken by the Vikings. A nice run by the Tigers. 27-18 the score, with 8:17 left here in the first half. Mention with the Vikings, 2-1 on their season. They began on October 28th. Looking ahead for them following this, they'll participate tomorrow here at the NAIA Classic. Valley City State will take on Mount Marty, 2 o'clock start time. Dakota Wesleyan, they'll play again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock against Presentation. And after that, for Valley City State, they'll host the University of Jamestown on November 12th, and then head off to the Waldorf University Classic. Owens connects on 2. A little different of a setup for Dakota Wesleyan. After the game against Presentation, they go to Morningside on November 12th. They go to Jamestown November 16th. Indiana Wesleyan will come to Aberdeen, the Small College Basketball Classic, on November 18th and 19th. They take on Carroll on the 19th. Inside drive, laying it up and in is Munson. Devontae Munson out of Roseville, Minnesota. Deficit cut down to 5. Dobney, Oppold, looking inside, didn't have it. In the far corner, blocked away. Attempted 3 for Whitler, knocked out of his hands by Owens. Shot clock is at 9. Tigers will inbound. The inbound, right off the inbound, the shot connects for Dennis. 7-point lead for the Tigers. Rickard gives it off. It's Owens. Free throw line, down the right, blocks. Lost control for a moment with a foul. And we'll call it on DeAndre Dennis. That is his first personal foul. It's the second team foul charge against the Tigers. They need to wipe up some of the perspiration on the floor. They do so all the way on the other end of the floor. Munson goes to drive, and yet another foul charged against the Tigers, and Coach Wilbur very upset about the call. But it will be stepping up to the free throw line, Devontae Munson. Munson averaging 13 points per game so far this year. His first free throw dances off the rim right. Second one for Munson. This one goes. The amount in the backcourt. Tigers bring it ahead. Chest pass, looking for the top of the key with Oppold, and almost coming up with a steal was Owens. And we'll go with a reach-in foul instead. His first foul against Owens. Tigers will inbound from the near sideline. Oppold does the honors, gets it in with Dennis. Open for 3, just missed. A little short off the hands of Dobney. Here's a 3 for Rickard, but they wave it off. He stepped on the sideline out of bounds. This 3, this one connects for DeAndre Dennis. 6 minutes remaining, first half, 32-23 Tigers. Rickard pushes it right. Hebrink gives it off with Gotch. And he drills a three-day answer. Gotch responds. 32-26. Tigers still with the advantage. Dobney gives it right back on the left side. Whitler. Oppold cross courts it. Open for three is Kikwaki, and he hits it. Nine-point lead for the Tigers. And a blocking foul. Be charged on Dobney. That'll be his first personal foul. Fourth team foul. Edmund Paulwayet checks back in for the Vikings. And they'll hand it off to him. Owens drives inside, lays it in. 5 minutes remaining, first half. Looking for a steal, almost getting it. Somehow slipping away is Oppold. He's going to drive. Kick out pass is last touched by Whitler. Vikings basketball. Here's Munson. Kind of an awkward layup opportunity. He gets tangled up with DeAndre Dennis. Jump ball called. Possession arrow will go to Dakota Wesleyan. Here comes the inbound for the Tigers. So they lob it almost to center court. Give it off on the right side. A wing three for Dennis, not there. Rickard dared to shoot. Instead, just pops up from 14 out and knocks it through. Here's Oppold trying to slash between a couple of defenders, has it poked away. Ball is down on the ground, last touched by the Vikings. Five-point lead for the Tigers. They inbound with 10 on the shot clock. Here's a three. Oppold over the mark. Kikwaki offensive rebound and lays it in. Gotch gives it back out. Munson goes to drive, gives it up. Oyet. He lost his footing. He's down on the ground. Tigers sprint the court, and they get an easy two on a layup from Whitler. Nine-point lead for the Tigers. Here's Gotch. No good. Out of bounds, last touched by the Vikings. It will be Tiger basketball. Sending it with Dobney. And they push it forward with Whitler. Oppold all the way up ahead with Dennis. Feed inside, Kikwaki had it knocked out of his hands by Rickard underneath. And Kikwaki was the last one to touch it. Big defensive play by Caden Rickard. underneath the basket. Rickard walks it forward. Tigers were inviting him to go left. Instead, he gives it up right. Jump shot from Owens is no good. Oppold, Dobney, Allen, Kikwaki. Everybody getting in on the action on this possession. Whitler is the only one not to touch the basketball yet on this possession. Now he does, but he steps on the sideline out of bounds. Two minutes left. First half, 39-30. Tigers with the advantage. Trying to drive. Owens lost control, out of bounds. Here's Whitler. Dobney, Whitler looking inside. It's stolen away. 2-on-1 on the fast break, and putting it through is Gotch. You could just have this sense that Duth Gotch was looking for a dunk and then decided just to lay it in instead. 7-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan. Whitler, Dobney for three. Yes. One minute remaining here in the first half, in which Dakota Wesleyan has led for all but 56 seconds. Rickard knocks down a two. Trying to break through a double team was Kikwaki. Substitution coming in for the Vikings. Checking in is Hunter Lyman, sophomore forward from West Fargo, North Dakota. Spent some time in Minnesota Crookston. Inside pass intended for Allen, stolen away. Here's a three straight away. This one off the front of the rim for Rickard. Here's Whitler. Clock is down to 6, down to 5. Oppold, cross court. Here's a three from Dennis, and Dennis over the rim. Tigers looking for a call. And the officials are going to talk about this for a moment. I think they want a goaltending. They will call a foul. There'll be 2 free throws coming. And stepping up to the line will be Dobney. They signal for 2 free throws. He's going to step up and hit the first. One more for Dobney. Now in double digits this evening with 10 points, looking for his 11th. And he gets it. 0.3 of a second. And that brings us to halftime. Halftime here at the Sanford Pentagon, a 10-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan over Valley City State, 44-34. Take a quick break. Pause to reset for a moment. I'll get you the stats here from the first half of play in just a moment on the Sanford Pentagon portal.
It's grit. It's metal. It's high tech. It's more than a job. It's a profession. Just 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, or the opportunity for a full-time career. We'll give you the training and skills to work on this nation's most sophisticated aircraft. All we ask in return is your commitment to your country and community. Come find out more at goang.com.
Back here inside the Sanford Pentagon, thanks for joining us tonight on the Sanford Pentagon portal. I'm Jerry Paleshi. I appreciate you sticking with me. I do apologize, not a complete 100% here this evening. I've just been battling with a little bit of a cough, so I do appreciate you sticking with me and for watching us tonight here on the Sanford Pentagon portal. Your halftime score, Dakota Wesleyan 44, Valley City State 34. Let's take a look at the first half numbers between the two teams. Dakota Wesleyan shot 57% from the field, 42% from behind the three-point line. A perfect 2 for 2 at the free throw line. And they out-rebounded Valley City State 17-12 in that first half. They led pretty much the entire way through outside of 56 seconds of that first half as well. Their largest lead being 10, which is where it sits right now at halftime. The largest lead for Valley City State was 1 point. It was when the game was 15-14, and that took place early in the first half of play. Take a look at individual numbers. For Dakota Wesleyan, DeAndre Dennis with 11 total points. Jacob Dobney also with 11. Alan Kikwaki with 7 total points. On the other side for Valley City State, 34 points on the board, 15 of 31 shooting. That is good for 48% from the floor. 3 of 8 from downtown, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 12 rebounds. Again, the rebound advantage in favor of the Tigers. And looking at the rest of the numbers in terms of turnovers, those starting to add up a little bit here too. For the Vikings, they have 6 total turnovers. Vikings led by Duth Gotch, 13 points. Caden Rickard with 8. Joseph Owens also with 8. Take a look at some of the other leaders in the game so far. Dakota Wesleyan leading rebounders. Colin Oppold and DeAndre Dennis both with 4 apiece. Edmund Paul Oyette with 3. Caden Rickard with 3. And Devontae Munson with 3 for Valley City State. Halftime score, it is Dakota Wesleyan 44, Valley City State 34. Earlier today, it was Mount Marty, the women over their Presentation 67-45. Mount Marty men defeated Presentation 90-76. And the Dakota Wesleyan women with a 65-52 win over Valley City State. We'll step aside as we're about 11 minutes or so away from the start of the second half. We'll bring the second half in 11 minutes. Thank you for watching tonight on the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. We do appreciate it. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back inside the Sanford Pentagon, and the second half just about ready to get started between the Tigers and the Vikings. It's Dakota Wesleyan with a 44-34 advantage over Valley City State. I'm Jerry Paleshi. Thanks again for joining us here tonight on the Sanford Pentagon portal. I will apologize if not at a complete 100%. Feel perfect and great, honestly, outside the fact I have this terrible cough that has been sticking around for about, 4 weeks or so, and I blame the fact I have a 3-year-old daughter in daycare, and things happen. So, nonetheless, we'll get through. Had a great 3 games earlier today. If you are just joining us for the nightcap tonight, Mount Marty women and men defeated Presentation earlier today, and the Dakota Wesleyan women took down Valley City State earlier, 65-52. It is 44-34 here for Dakota Wesleyan as they lead Valley City State. DeAndre Dennis and Jacob Dobney leading the way for the Tigers with 11 points each. Duth Gotch and Caden Rickard leading the way for the Vikings as Gotch with 13 total, Rickard with 8. Will be the Vikings to have the basketball first. They will inbound the ball and do so as it will be Munson giving it up with Rickard. And a whistle blows right away, an offensive foul. Offensive foul charged on Joseph Owens. That would be his third. 10-point lead for the Tigers, which as it stands right now, the largest lead of the game. Kind of hovered right around 7 to 8 points throughout the course of the first half. They will go with Oppel, Dennis, Whitler, Dobney, and Kikwaki. Trying to drive Whitler, trying to feed it inside with Kikwaki. It's stolen away, but then the Tigers come with a steal. Whitler thought about the 3, gives it up. Oppel around the perimeter with a bounce pass. And Dobney, nice ball movement here for the Tigers. Whitler inside, finds a seam and a layup. Point lead, largest of the game for Dakota Wesleyan. Crisscrossing on the dribble, back out 3. Rickard on the way, in and out. Kikwaki with the rebound for the Tigers. Dobney gives it up with Oppel, gives it right back. Deep 3, he's got range. Dobney is not afraid of any form of a shot on the floor, that's for sure. And a timeout for Valley City State. Head coach Ryan Montgomery calling for it. He's in his 7th season. He's got the Vikings to a 37-18 record over his first 2 seasons. These 2 teams, they have met a total of 13 times. Valley City, they hold the series record 7-6. They've won the last 2 meetings. Played between. The last one you date back to a year ago. It was an overtime 88-86 victory for Valley City State. Spin move inside. Count it with a foul for Owens. Foul will be charged on DeAndre Dennis. That is his 2nd personal foul. And at the free throw line goes Joseph Owens, averaging 6 points per game this season. 67% from the free throw line. Gets the and 1. Backcourt pressure being put on by the Vikings. Tipping the basketball out of bounds was Gotch. This time the Tigers on the move and on the run. Whitler, Oppold. Gets it back over to Dobney. Back to Oppold. Double T coming over with the zone defense. Flings it all the way to the opposite side, trying to get rid of the basketball. Was Dobney. He tried to go for a pass. Was halfway through a shot. Knew he couldn't touch the basketball again, otherwise it'd be a travel. And somehow, some way, the Vikings touch the basketball and step on the sideline out of bounds. So Tigers will retain the possession. Oppold inbounds. Give it right back. Whitler thought about going left instead. Gives it off right. Oppold for three in the corner. Off the side of the rim. He knew he had it short. Owens with the rebound for the Vikings. Drive, kick out. Rickard, three. Off the front of the iron. Owens saves, puts it almost in with a foul. Owens heading to the free throw line for two. It's 3 fouls now charged on DeAndre Dennis. It appears he will check out and Blaze Lubers will check in. First free throw for Owens connects. And that indeed will be the case. Second one. Got them both. Ten-point lead for the Tigers. Slashing through is Whitler. Oppold to Lubers. Kikwaki in the far corner. Being guarded by Rickard. Needs to get rid of it. Nice pass inside with Lubers, but he's double teamed back out. Kikwaki for three. Got it. Drive by Munson to Rickard, and he just floats it up and in. Lubers falls down to the ground with the ball. Stolen away. Transition three. Bounces in and out. Offensive rebound, but on the end line. Out of bounds on Munson. And a timeout will be taken here on the floor. Full timeout at 16:18 left to play. 52-41. Jacob Dobney leading scorer for the Tigers with 14. Duth Gotch with 13. Been a fun day of basketball. We invite you to come out tomorrow or join us here again on the stream. It's coming up tomorrow. Mount Marty, Valley City State will start things off at noon for the women, 2 o'clock for the men. Dakota Wesleyan and presentation, 4 o'clock for the women, 6 o'clock for the men. Out of the timeout, Tigers will inbound. And breaking through is Dobney. Kikwaki, near corner, goes to drive, double team, back out again with Dobney. They swing it around to the opposite side. Whitler. Up, over the mark. Munson with a rebound for the Vikings. Oyet off left side with Gotch. Resetting with Rickard and Gotch. Rickard, mid-range floater, off left. Under 16 to play, 52-41. Here's a three, a laser shot. Whitler launches it. Count it. Trying to drive, almost having it stolen away. It was Rickard. Lubers will be charged on the foul. Dangerously close to a steal. Duke Carey will check back in for the Vikings. They'll replace Caden Rickard. Other substitution in as Hunter Lyman will check in. Heading to the bench is Joseph Owens. Munson. Pressure in front of him. Can't hit. Swinging the basketball back around is the Vikings. Carey. Inside, awkward shot off the side of the rim. Lyman trying to put it back in. And another opportunity coming for the Vikings. Oyette going to drive, reach and foul, be tagged on Whitler. So 14 foul charge against Dakota Wesleyan. Scotch inside the lane, off right. Kikwaki with the rebound for the Tigers. Back out, three on the way. Just off the mark for Whitler again. Inside, Gotch back out, three, Oyette, short. Kikwaki with yet another rebound, and then he's fouled from behind. I'll call it on Hunter Lyman. That's his second personal foul. Kalen Herman will check back in. Dakota Wesleyan. Samuel Sleeson will check in as well. Wearing number 12, his first appearance on the floor. Oppold back out and around. Whitler will try to drive, bounce pass in. Kikwaki almost got it to roll in with a foul. Have a chance to earn it from the free throw line. Zoyette will be charged on the foul. That's his first personal foul. Kikwaki to the free throw line. First one trickles off left. Senior out of Belgium who stands 6'8". Got the second one. Going to drive. Gotch, hard take, and the finish. Being trapped, stolen away. Vikings on the move. Drive inside, Munson trying to find some separation, travels. Oppold will have it on the high top. Try to swing it back over, heads up play defensively by Munson, but he knocks it out of bounds. High lob all the way back to the backcourt. Tigers looking to reset. Trapped on the baseline was Oppold. And the basketball is out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Oppold. 56-43, 12:37 to play. Here's a deep shot. Gotch leaves it short. Short on the three-point opportunity. And a foul. Oppold will pick up the foul. Re-entering the game will be DeAndre Dennis. Another substitution as Jacob Dobney returns. He'll replace Herman. Carey hands it off. Munson, one of the backdoor cut with Carey didn't have it. Well, yet he's going to drive, floats it. It's short of the rim. The putback, no, from Munson. Oppold has it, trying to find a seam. Went to run through, and a foul will be called on the Vikings. Change for the Vikings entering the floor will be Tate Hebrink, averaging 15 points per contest. Trapped in the backcourt, Oppold pushes it ahead. Dennis, Oppold, cross court on the opposite end, thought about the three. Whittler gives it up instead. Oppold may have had a look for a moment, decides against it. Continues to swing the basketball around against the zone defense of the Vikings. 6 on the shot clock. Jump pass near side, driving the baseline. Going with the layup and hitting is Oppold. (58-43). There's a layup put in by Gotch. Three. Swish. Whittler. (17-11). The advantage for the Tigers so far in the second half. We continue to extend the lead. Bounce pass inside. Gotch, count it with a foul. Substitutions coming in for the Vikings as Gotch will step up to the free throw line. Joseph Owens will check in along with Devontae Munson. Matt Wilbur calls for a timeout, a full timeout on the floor. Got a lot of great events coming up here at the Sanford Pentagon. We invite you to come on down to Sioux Falls. Check out a game here at this wonderful facility. Sioux Falls Skyforce, they will open up their home opener coming up on Thursday, November 10th. They take on Fort Wayne. 7:30 start time, a little different for the Sioux Falls Skyforce. On November 15th, South Dakota State will take on St. Bonaventure men's basketball starting at 7 p.m. Augustana and Wayne State meet in a doubleheader. NSIC Sanford Pentagon opener for Augustana on November 22nd. The big one on December 2nd, I know a lot of people around the country will have their eyes on. In front of a sold-out house here at the Pentagon, it will be Gonzaga taking on Baylor, 2-5. 7 o'clock start time on December 2nd, and on December 15th, big women's basketball showdown, South Dakota State against South Carolina. And that game will also be broadcasted live on ESPN2. More information, SanfordSports.com, Ticketmaster.com to purchase tickets today. But again, that Gonzaga-Baylor game, that game is sold out. The rest of them, you can still get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. Gotch to the free throw line. 19 points in tonight's game, team leader. Looking for his 20th here. This is and one free throw is perfect. There may have been an issue with the on that foul call. Matt Wilbur asking for who that foul was called on, and the reason for it is they tagged on DeAndre Dennis. So he now has 4 fouls. Matt Wilbur thought the foul should have went on Alan Kikwaki, which Kikwaki would have only been charged on his first personal. Here's another 3. This one short. As Dobney couldn't connect on that one. DeAndre Dennis on the bench with 4 fouls. Matt Wilbur with his hands on his head, with another foul charged against the Tigers. 17 foul bonus situation, 1-1 on the way for Joseph Owens. Got the first. Second one in. Running the floor, Kikwaki. Nice hesitation, but left the layup short. Puts it in with a foul. Well, it paid off. Missing that first attempt for Kikwaki. The second opportunity goes through. Now a chance to the old-fashioned three-point play. Kikwaki missed the free throw. It's tipped back by Lubers. It's saved by Dobney. And they'll reset the offense with Dobney between the circles. 13-point lead, looking to add to it, and they do. Deep shot for Whitler. 16-point lead. Here's Owens. Inside attack, got it. Domney was racing forward. They kick it around, another 3. This one not there for Whitler. Dancing inside, Munson, blocking foul. Coming in on the Tigers. Dobney thought maybe he was outside or inside the circle, excuse me. Matt Wilbur also thinks that may have been the case. They call the blocking foul, and at the free throw line goes Devontae Munson. Munson with 3 points in the game, 6 rebounds. First free throw straight in. Rickard, Inoyet will check back in for Valley City State. Second one. Off left, offensive rebound, pulled in by Gotch. Rickard with a chest pass. Owens trying to drive, no. Clean up for Munson. Dobney gives it off. 3 on the way. Whitler dances out. Munson with the rebound. Up ahead to Gotch. Gotch, the runner, yes. Oh, I thought for a moment he had too much speed. Crashing into the hoop. And he went up a little bit too powerful, but he did not. And the Vikings trying to fight for a steal instead. A whistle blows. And a foul will come in on Rickard. Heading to the free throw line is Kikwaki. Third personal foul on Rickard. First free throw in. Second one off the back of the rim for Kikwaki. And a travel called against the Vikings. Gotch a little fired up. Called a travel on him, and now the Tigers will have it with an inbound coming from the baseline. Here's Whitler from downtown, short. Owens up ahead, 3, yes. Knocked in by Munson. The deficit cut down to 7. Valley City State making a run. Lubers back out and around. Whitler thought about the 3, instead gives it up. Kikwaki. Inside pass to Lubers, open and fouled. Foul coming in on Munson, his 3rd. Lubers to the free throw line. First one in for Lubers. During his time at Harrisburg, had plenty of high school games that were played here at Heritage Court. No stranger to this facility. Second one also in. Pushes the lead to 9. Just under 7 minutes to go. Feed it to Gotch. Jump pass down low. Lyman hits. Oh, and a steal. Up ahead, Gotch slams it home. Pressure building, timeout for Dakota Wesleyan. The deficit has been cut down to just 5. Largest lead of this game was 16 points for Dakota Wesleyan. It's been trimmed down to 5 as Valley City State outscoring Dakota Wesleyan 31-25 here in the second half. Duth Gotch now with 25 points for the Vikings. Joseph Owens with 17. Nick Whitler, for the Tigers with 16. Jacob Dobney, 14. For Dakota Wesleyan. Setting up for a very interesting final 6.5 minutes. Here's Dobney. Kikwaki inside Oppold. Oppold tonight with 6 points, looking to add to it. And he can't. Gotch up ahead, Rickard. Munson near side with Oyet. Munson directs. Rickard with the screen from Lyman, finds Gotch, gives it right back. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Gotch. He's going to have to just take the tough shot, and he got it. Oh my goodness, he's feeling it. Three-point lead for Dakota Wesleyan. Feed down low, Kikwaki off his fingertips, out of bounds. Quick stoppage in play as they sweep up some of the perspiration on the floor. Valley City State will bring Duke Carey back out onto the court. He'll bring it ahead. Oyet, left side pass with Munson. Gotch at the high top. Jump pass. Munson, free throw line. Shot clock winding down. Driving the baseline, back out. A three. Yes! Tie game at 69. Oyet knocks down the tray. Chest pass. Kikwaki, near side corner. Clock rolling down with 4.5 to play. All squared away at 69. Kikwaki for 3 over the mark. A chance for the lead for Valley City State. And a timeout taken by the Vikings. Vikings take the timeout with the game tied. Almost wonder, of course, I'm not any form of a coach, but with the way that the momentum has swung in their favor, giving Dakota Wesleyan this moment to breathe, wonder how that will work out. Valley City State, again tomorrow, take on Mount Marty. That will start at 2 o'clock. After that, though, they have a home date with the University of Jamestown, who's 9th in the country. The Waldorf University Classic, taking place in Forest City, Iowa. They will play Iowa Wesleyan and William Woods on November 19th and 20th. Before going home on November 23rd against Oak Hills Christian College. And then Valley City State will come back to Sioux Falls to take on Augustana on Saturday the 26th. Go to Wesleyan. They go to Morningside on the 12th, following the game tomorrow against Presentation. On the 16th, they are at Jamestown. They get Indiana Wesleyan in Aberdeen and Carroll, Iowa in Aberdeen. First true home game for Dakota Wesleyan is on December 2nd against Doane. Here's a three for the lead, and yes, it's knocked in. Duke Carey makes it 72-69 Vikings. Working quick and answering with a layup is Dobney. The Vikings have erased a 16-point deficit. They lead by 1. Spin move inside. Owens got it. Dennis breaks free. Pressure coming, gets rid of the basketball. Gets it right back near the center circle. Oppold will take it. Inside out. 3 for Dennis off the front of the rim. Well, yet with the rebound for the Vikings, who will now slow the pace. Looking for a 2-possession lead and a travel. 1 extra step for Gotch. Tigers still trail by 3. Substitution in as Rickard will check in. He replaces Carey. In the backcourt, pushing it forward. Here's Dennis, back out, Oppold. Double team, trying to get the bounce pass. It's off the shin of Ovett. Baseline basket right inbound. Will be on the way from Odney. Gets it in. The jump shot almost goes. Dobney fed it straight into Dennis, and Dennis almost gets the jumper with the foul. Instead, he'll have a chance to earn it from the free throw line. First one off the mark. One more for Dennis, 11 points, 4 rebounds, give him 12 points. Vikings lead by 2. 74-72, 2.5 minutes to play. Feed inside, and there's a finish for Owens. Oppold to Dobney. Dobney 3 is way short. But jumping over the top of the back, trying to get a rebound was Munson. So Munson will be charged with a foul. Kikwaki was just jumped on. He'll head to the free throw line. Bonus free throws, first one in. One more? No. Dennis almost comes down with the basketball. It's a 3-point lead for the Vikings. Just under 2 minutes to play. 42-29 and make it 44-29 as Rickard puts it through here in the second half for the Vikings. Kikwaki, 12 on the shot clock. They'll call a foul charge on Rickard, and that's his fifth. Kikwaki misses the first. Second one through. 4-point lead for the Vikings. And yet another whistle. Foul on Dobney. That's his third. At the free throw line will be Duke Carey. Carey 3 points in the game. Looking to extend this 4-point advantage for the Vikings. Bonus free throw, no. Rebound, Oppold. Tigers got to go with 1:10 to go. Here's a deep three. Yes! Whitler from downtown and a timeout for Matt Wilbur. Tigers trail by 1, 78-77. Whitler has taken over the team lead for total points with 19. For the Tigers, Jacob Dobney with 16. Alan Kikwaki with 16 as well. Leading scorer both sides tonight is Duke Gotch, 26. Joseph Owens, 19. Caden Rickard with 12. Looking at the rebounding numbers, Colin Oppold with 9 total, DeAndre Dennis with 6, Alan Kikwaki with 4 for Dakota Wesleyan, 8 on the board for Devontae Munson, and Edmund Paulo Ayette with 6. Duke Gotch also with 6 rebounds. Just some foul numbers to keep an eye on in the final minute. DeAndre Dennis for Dakota Wesleyan with 4. Joseph Owens for Valley City State, with 4. .103 to go. Gotch to inbound. Gives it to Carey. Tigers should set up on defense. Owens, spin move, off the window and in. Timeout taken by the Vikings, 3-point lead. And they are fired up. Valley City State looking for their third win of the season. Secured wins over the University of Minnesota Morris on November 2nd. And a win over Northwestern College on Friday, October 28th. Valley City State has stormed back. Here in the second half, they've outscored Dakota Wesleyan 46-33. Largest lead for the Vikings was 6 points. It was at 79-73. It's at the 126 mark just a moment ago here in the second half. Held a 3-point lead, 48 seconds to go. Kikwaki near the center circle. Gives it off with Oppold. Here's Oppold again. Shot clock at 15. Dobney, step back, wanted the three. Good defense for Oyette. Instead, driving inside, laying the layup short. Rebound for Lyman, almost had it stolen away. Foul coming in. Foul will come in on Dobney. And he'll take the long walk to the opposite end. Big free throws and the double bonus coming for Hunter Lyman. Lyman makes it a 4-point game. Make it 5. 19.8 to go. 5-point lead for the Vikings. Looking to draw the foul on the three. Not going to go for Whitler. Rebound in the backcourt with Gotch. 11 seconds to go. Another foul. This one in the backcourt on Kikwaki. And it will be Gotch to the free throw line. .7 rebounds, 1 assist for Duth Gotch here tonight. Hits the first. And the second one goes as well. A 16-point deficit erased and a 7-point win for Valley City State. Final score, 84-77. The Vikings with the win, and they move on to 3-1 on their season. The Tigers fall to 0-1. What a second half performance for the Vikings here tonight. Led by Duke Gotch, 28 points, 21 for Owens, 12 for Rickard. They storm back in that second half, outscoring Dakota Wesleyan 50-33 for the 84-77 win. Leading scorer on the other side for Dakota Wesleyan, Whitler, 19, Dobney with 16, Kikwaki with 16. Your final score, 84-77. Valley City State comes back to win. It's been a fun day here at the Sanford Pentagon. As earlier today, we saw Mount Marty, the women, defeat Presentation 67-45. The Mount Marty men over Presentation 90-76. And in the nightcap tonight, Dakota Wesleyan, the women, a 65-52 win over Valley City State. But then it's Valley City State erasing that 16-point deficit, winning by 7, 84-77. I want to thank you for joining us here tonight on the Sanford Pentagon portal. We invite you to rejoin us coming up tomorrow at noon as Mount Marty and Valley City State will start play with the women. 2 o'clock, the men will take the floor. At 4, it's Dakota Wesleyan and Presentation. At 4 o'clock, the women and the men to follow at 6. This has been a presentation of the Sanford Pentagon streaming portal. Good night from Sioux Falls. We'll see you tomorrow.